It seems to be becoming harder to write inspirational bodybuilding articles nowadays because everyone knows that almost all top-class bodybuilders are using some form of artificial steroid or drug in their training program. So it was really quite refreshing when we had a visit recently from a very modest guy with a really great physique by the name of Bill Denk. Bill had sent in some photos of himself to Muscle Mag, and editor Bob Kennedy had been so impressed with the shape and symmetry of his physique that he asked me to do a story on him. Bill made his first trip to Muscle Mag from Buffalo in order to meet Bob, and also to buy some supplements and mags, etc. from Bob's muscle shop. He said he wanted to diet for about 4 weeks before any photos could be taken, and exactly 1 month later made his return to Muscle Mag country. When I arrived at the offices, Bill was already stripped to the waist and being scrutinized by the very knowledgeable eye of Bob Kennedy. "You can see he isn't on steroids, Chris. He hasn't got the steroid bloat," Kennedy declared. Although not a big-boned guy, Bill somehow gave the impression that he was much bigger than he actually was. So it was no surprise to me when he mentioned later that he was a great believer in the Vince Gironda philosophy, creating an illusion. I asked Bill if he wouldn't mind going through a workout while I photographed him because I didn't want to shoot him demonstrating the exercises. I wanted some action training shots if I could. So for the next 2 hours or so, Bill, his 2 friends, and I made our way to Dave Cole's Olympic Health Club here in Brampton, which is ideal for my photographic purpose because it is so spotlessly clean and has tons of natural light. After his workout, Bill and I sat down and recorded the following interview for Muscle Mag International. "How long have you been training, Bill? And what titles have you won?" Bill responds, "I've been training for 7 years. I've won the Mr. Buffalo, Mr. Niagara, Mr. Tri-City, and I came second in the Mr. Great Lakes." "Why did you start bodybuilding?" Bill says, "I started bodybuilding because of a weight problem I had. I weighed 200 pounds at only 5 foot 2 inches, so you can see I was a real fatty." "What kind of training principles do you follow? Are you a heavy-duty man, or do you prefer multiple sets?" "Well, I follow most of the training principles advocated by Vince Gironda. I've tried nearly all types of training methods, but Vince's seem to be the most suited to the non-steroid bodybuilder." "What is the main Vince Gironda principle that you use?" Bill responds, "I superset or compound set everything." "Why do you do this?" Bill says, "I believe in the theory of doing the most amount of work in the least amount of time, and I also get the best feeling out of training this way. You can't beat doing a set of wide grip dips compounded with a set of dumbbell flies for your chest." "Do you stay on compound sets year round?" "Yes," says Bill. "The only thing I do before a contest is tighten up my diet and include some running." "So you don't believe in Vince's theory that running is bad for a bodybuilder?" "No," says Bill. "I don't agree with that. I find running really helps me lose excess body fat when I'm trying to get cut up for a contest." "How does the diet differ from when you are training for a contest?" Bill says, "I drop the milk and egg protein in an attempt to get my skin as thin as possible." "Do you use supplements?" "Yes," says Bill. "I'm a great believer in supplements, and I take the following at breakfast and dinner: 6 30-grain liver tablets, a B complex, CE choline, chelated minerals, kelp, and alfalfa." "Can you describe the kind of workout you are following at the present time?" Bill says, "Yes, okay, presently I train 4 days a week, splitting the body in half and training each body part twice a week. Like I said, I do all body parts in compound sets, grouping 2 exercises together without rest. On Mondays and Thursdays, I work my chest, back, shoulders, and calves as follows. Chest, bench press to neck, 4 cycles, 6 to 10 reps, straight arm pullover. Back, T-bar row, 3 cycles, 8 to 10 reps, long cable pull-ins, 45 degrees, bent over row off bench, 3 cycles, 8 to 10 reps with front pull downs. Shoulders, upright rowing, shoulder width grip, 3 cycles, 8 to 10 reps, rotating dumbbell press, lateral raise, 4 cycles, 8 to 10 reps, rear delt raise on Boyer Co. pec machine. Calves, standing calf raise, 4 cycles, 8 to 10 reps, seated calf raise. On Thursday and Friday, I train my thighs, calves, biceps, and triceps as follows. Thighs, back squat, 4 cycles, 8 to 12 reps with hack squats. Calves. Toe presses on leg press machine, 4 cycles, 8 to 12 reps with seated calf raise. Triceps. Tricep press down, 4 cycles, 6 to 10 reps, reverse grip bench press. Biceps. Bent over barbell concentration curl, 4 cycles, 6 to 8 reps with barbell curls. What do you eat, Bill? Well, I like a lot of eggs, and I always start out with 6 scrambled for my breakfast. I'll also have a little fruit and some water. Round about 11:30 a.m., I make myself a protein drink using Muscle Mag's milk and egg protein powder, which I really think is the best. Then for lunch, it's more scrambled eggs again. For dinner, I may have some more eggs or maybe a chicken breast with a salad and diet soda. You really like your eggs then, Bill? Yes, I really do. I could eat them all day. How hard do you feel that a bodybuilder should train in order to make some really good gains in size? Mike Mentzer describes 3 degrees of training intensity, namely to positive failure, where you cannot do another rep on your own, forced reps, where your training partner helps you do more reps after you reach positive failure, then the ultimate, negative reps, where your training partner lifts the positive reps for you and you do a negative rep. I only train to positive failure because I don't believe you should push your body to extreme exhaustion. Also, I don't have to rely on training partner being there all the time. What are your bodybuilding ambitions, Bill? Bill says, I just want to go as far as my potential will allow, and I want to get there without the help of drugs. That way I can say I did it on my own. Why don't you use steroids, Bill? Just about everyone else does nowadays. Well, I got into bodybuilding to build my health, not to ruin it. Bill, I noticed when you trained, you always used a very, very strict style on your exercises. Do you feel that this is best method even though it holds back your poundages? Bill says, yes, I certainly think it's best to use super strict style on all exercises. The muscles cannot relate to a certain poundage, but they can relate to a super strict performance, which makes the muscles work harder. What do you think you'd be like without bodybuilding? Bill says, if I couldn't train during the day, then that day would be incomplete to me. I feel so good after a workout that I say the day would just be incomplete.